Okay, so go ahead and read number 3 out loud.
Effective tests. Did I also get this one wrong?
No.
Effective
You didn't
tests have
understand
recently...
it. So this is the cool part of what we just did is one question you missed and one, let's say you flagged it. So whenever you do blind review, what you do is, and you really need to work on this part, is, that sounds really mean, like you need to work on this, not looking at the correct answer. I mean, look at it to grade it to see if you got it right or wrong.
Yeah, but
If
don't like
you got
write
it
it
wrong,
down
do
or...
not read the right answer. Like, try in your head to not remember what letter was the correct answer when you miss a question.
Okay, yeah.
And then go back and redo that question, but you can know, like, your answer choice is wrong and try again, just like what I made you do. And then asking you, like, what are the differences between these two answers? Why are you right? And then the other thing is, make sure every time you're doing one, circle questions that either take you a long time or you're unsure about before you grade, and then go back and review those, even if you get them right. It's so important that you do it, even if you get them right, because that's how you get faster. Because there's a reason why this question took you a long time. Like, not this question, but in general.
Yeah.
So go ahead and read 3 out loud.
Okay. Effective tests have recently been developed to predict fatal diseases having a largely genetic basis. Now, for the first time, a person can be warned well in advance of the possibility of such life-threatening conditions. However, medicine is not yet able to prevent most such conditions. Simply being informed that one will get a disease that is both fatal and incurable can itself be quite harmful to some people. This raises the question of whether such early warning tests should be made available at all.
All right, so is this an argument or a set of facts?
This is I think it's an argument, because at the end it says, this raises the question of whether such early.
Okay, so I think you did pick out the argument, but I think there's another part of this that's tricky, that it could also be the conclusion as well. So why did you choose?
Simply being informed that one will get a disease that is both fatal and incurable can itself be quite harmful to some people. Is that the other conclusion for it?
So let's start from the beginning. Effective tests have recently been developed to predict fatal diseases having a largely genetic basis. So what does that mean?
Like, tests can see that if you're going to die
Developed to
from a disease. Yeah.
Like fatal diseases, yeah, having a largely genetic basis. So like, well, just like predicting that having a, like, but it's just the diseases that are largely genetic, right?
Yeah.
So now, for the first time, a person can be warned well in advance of the possibility of such life-threatening disease. However, so however is a huge indicator word, correct?
Yeah.
So what is this, however? So however,
this kind of seems like a fact, though.
That's okay. No,
However,
it might be. I'm not necessarily telling you you're wrong. I'm just pointing it out. Medicine is not yet able to prevent most such conditions.
More than one.
So, prevent more than, no, what does most mean?
More than half.
More than 50%. Excellent. So, what is it saying how medicine is not yet able to do?
It's not like it's able to tell you, like, if you're gonna die, basically, but not able to fix it or prevent it.
Excellent. So
it's just absolutely terrifying.
Yes, simply being informed that one will get a disease that is both fatal and incurable can itself be quite harmful to at least one person. Like, I think I should say, like, to most people.
Yeah.
And so because of that, this raises the question of whether such early warning tests should be made available at all. Yes, so you've definitely picked this out. I just wanted to show this easier example of this, however, not being the conclusion, because oftentimes I say they share something and then they reject it, and normally the rejection is the conclusion, but this is an odd example of where kind of what our rejection is actually then used to support our conclusion. And you knew that. I just wanted to show an alternative example. Which one of the following statements is best illustrated by the state of affairs described by the philosopher? So, what is the state of affairs described? Tell me in your own words.
That like there are basically like problems with telling people that they're gonna die, but not being able to prevent it.
Right. Like, are we even, is there any I wonder, like, is there any benefit of even knowing then?
No, yeah.
Unless it's like you have a ton of money in your retirement account and you're like, I'm going to go blow it. I could see benefit.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
I mean, they could possibly be fine, and then they spend their 401k or vice versa.
Oh, what is that? That's what show is that? Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched that, but all my friends
I haven't watched
like,
it either.
So
it was
that I haven't.
Huge when I was in college, though. Like 4 or 5 years
all my friends are so mad that I like haven't watched it.
It's too much of a commitment. I know it'll be good, but I know once I start, I'm like, that's too good of a show to not have time for.
Yeah, I agree.
Excellent. So what did you say for this one? You said B.
I said B, which I thought was the best one, but I also thought there were like other, like I thought B was by far the best one, but I thought there were other ones that were also.
Okay, so let's look at those. So what? Ew, why did that do that? Okay. So what were the ones that were tricky?
Honestly, I liked E like the first time I looked at it, but it didn't really. After I looked at it the first time, I was like, okay, that could be it, but then I was like, no.
Why is that wrong?
Because it's not saying that like the advancement of technology is questionable. It's saying that like
right.
letting people know that they're gonna die is questionable without being able to prevent it.
Excellent. So I think it's it's almost too broad of an answer choice where like, and what state of affairs are we describing? We're not talking about all technology. Like if this would have said the advance of some technology is questionable value, that would have been a better answer choice.
Yeah.
But because we're not talking about all technology. Excellent. What other answer choices were tempting?
A, I think was the only other one.
The advance of medicine fails to provide solutions to every problem. That is definitely true, right? That would be like a true fact.
Yeah, but that's not as like specific, I guess.
No, is that what our concern that medicine doesn't solve every problem?
No, the concern is that like should we tell these people basically?
Way to go. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to
So for like when you say like harder LR questions, like would I go to like LRBT2 and then just